40,000, hundreds of kilometers, millions of reindeer, and a meat-leather milk industry worth hundreds of millions of dollars, hidden behind the glittering holiday season. Welcome to AgroWorks USA, where we bring you inside the most extraordinary farms, factories, and food systems on Earth. For many, reindeer are the magical sleigh-pulling companions of Santa Claus, a heartwarming symbol of Christmas. But beyond the festive lights lies a reality few ever see. An immense Arctic industry built on centuries of tradition, survival, and skill. From the frozen tundra of Scandinavia and Russia to the remote snowfields of Alaska and Mongolia, reindeer herds migrate hundreds of kilometers through blizzards, ice, and darkness. Their lean, protein-rich meat and durable hides not only sustain Arctic communities, but also feed a global market worth over $350 million a year. This is more than livestock farming. It's a way of life, blending ancient herding techniques with modern innovation. So, hit that like button, subscribe AgroWorks USA, and ring the bell. Because today we're revealing how millions of Arctic reindeer are raised, cared for, and processed on a massive scale. For thousands of years, reindeer have roamed the northernmost edges of our planet, thriving in landscapes where winter can last 8 months or more. Today, their range spans the frozen tundra of Scandinavia and Russia, the vast snowfields of Alaska and Canada, and the rugged highlands of Mongolia. For indigenous peoples like the Sami, Nenets, and Duka, reindeer are not just animals. They are a lifeline, central to culture, tradition, and survival itself. Unlike cattle or sheep, reindeer remain semi-wild, spending most of their lives in open tundra and taiga forests. Guided by ancient instincts, they migrate hundreds of kilometers each year in search of seasonal food. Managing such herds requires skills refined over centuries, tracking their movements, guiding migrations, and protecting them from predators and storms. Their bodies are masterpieces of Arctic engineering, hollow fur that traps heat while changing color with the seasons, broad hooves that adapt to snow or soft ground, eyes that adjust to dim winter light, and a powerful sense of smell capable of detecting lichen beneath thick ice. Even more remarkably, they can navigate using the sun, the Earth's magnetic field, and the glow of the aurora borealis, making them, quite literally, the compass of the North. As autumn grips the Arctic and the air turns sharp with frost, the peaceful rhythm of the herd gives way to tension. From September to November, the rut begins, a short, fierce mating season where mature males transform into relentless warriors. Antlers, normally used to dig through snow for food, now become weapons. Bulls lower their heads, paw at the frozen ground, and charge. The impact rings across the tundra, sending clouds of snow into the air. Every clash is a test of strength, endurance, and dominance. The victor claims the ultimate reward, a harem of 5 to 15 females. While weaker rivals are pushed to the herd's edge, their chance gone until next year. For the winners, there's no rest. Each day of the rut is a race against the coming winter, and every successful mating secures the herd's future. This is nature's age-old tournament, fought in wind, ice, and temperatures that freeze breath midair, ensuring only the strongest genes endure in the unforgiving North. Have you ever witnessed 2 reindeer locking antlers in battle? What do you think determines the winner? Type 1 if you've seen it, or share your thoughts with me in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to continue exploring the fascinating world of agriculture with AgroWorks USA. As the rut draws to a close and Arctic winds sharpen, the herd begins its most perilous journey of the year. Guided by instincts older than memory, thousands of reindeer move as one, setting out across the tundra on a 300 to 500 kilometer migration toward lower altitudes where food still lies beneath the snow. challenges are brutal. Blizzards reduce visibility to mere meters. Ice crusts seal over the ground, forcing the herd to burn precious energy digging for lichen and moss. Temperatures plunge below 40 degrees C, and with climate change accelerating, sudden freezes can lock vegetation beneath rock-hard ice, leaving animals weakened or starving. Herders watching from a distance often step in, guiding the migration with snowmobiles, trained dogs, or even helicopters to lead the herd toward remaining pastures. In the harshest winters, they bring supplemental feed, unwrapping bales slowly so the reindeer can paw through them as if foraging naturally. This is not just movement. It is an annual trial of endurance where every step, every decision can mean life or death. In the Arctic, migration isn't a choice. It's the heartbeat of survival itself. Once the migration reaches its winter grazing grounds, the focus shifts from survival on the move to careful herd management. In the Arctic, reindeer are not fenced in like cattle. They remain semi-wild, roaming vast stretches of tundra and taiga. Managing them requires a blend of traditional skill and modern efficiency. Herders use trained dogs, snowmobiles, and in some regions even helicopters to gather widely dispersed animals into large circular pens. Here each reindeer is examined, identified, and, if necessary, marked or tagged. Among the Sami people, ear marking is not only a practical method of ownership, but also a cultural signature passed down through generations. Routine health checks are vital. Vaccinations protect against pasteurellosis, lungworm, and other parasites. Because reindeer are highly sensitive to stress, herders work quickly but gently, using calm handling techniques to keep the animal steady. Sick or injured individuals are isolated for treatment in smaller enclosures. This balance of close monitoring and respect for natural instincts is what keeps the herd strong, healthy, and ready for the challenges of the Arctic seasons. In reindeer country, good management is as essential as good pasture. Do you think gathering the herd by helicopter is effective? Do you find managing a semi-wild herd harder or easier than keeping them fenced? Share your thoughts with me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. As winter eases and the herds are brought together, the process of selection begins. Herders sort the animals into three main groups: the healthiest breeders to strengthen the next generation, individuals needing treatment or monitoring, and those destined for slaughter. Because reindeer are extremely sensitive to stress, slaughter rarely happens far from their grazing grounds. Instead, temporary or permanent facilities are set up close to migration routes. This minimizes transport time, reduces injury risk, and preserves meat quality. At the gathering point, reindeer are guided calmly into holding pens. Skilled handlers keep noise low and movements deliberate, preventing panic. Once it's their turn, the animals are dispatched quickly using humane stunning methods. The hides are removed and preserved for tanning, eventually becoming high-value leather products worth between $100 and $300 each. Carcasses are chilled immediately before transport to processing plants, where they will be broken down into premium cuts. By keeping the slaughter process close to the herd's range, herders protect both animal welfare and the economic value of the harvest. ensuring the cycle of sustainable Arctic herding continues year after year. Once the chilled carcasses arrive at the processing plant, they enter a tightly controlled environment where temperature, hygiene, and workflow are monitored at every stage. Skilled workers begin by inspecting each carcass to ensure it meets strict food safety standards. Using sharp, precise knives, they break the body down into premium cuts: tenderloin, leg, ribs, neck, and organ meats, each with its own market value and culinary purpose. Compared to beef, reindeer meat is darker, exceptionally lean, and virtually cholesterol-free. Its rich, clean flavor comes from a lifetime of free-ranging on natural forage. Every cut is handled carefully to preserve texture and quality. Meanwhile, the hides are sent to specialized tanneries to be transformed into durable, high-value leather goods. From high-end restaurants in Europe to traditional Arctic kitchens, these products carry the taste of the wild and the heritage of the North, linking modern consumers to one of the world's oldest and most sustainable herding traditions. How do you think reindeer meat tastes best when prepared? Leave your ideas in the comments. And if you found this information helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the bell to follow AgroWorks USA. Reindeer herding is more than a source of meat, hides, and milk. It's an economic lifeline for Arctic communities. Across Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia, the industry generates over $350 million annually, with 40–50% of meat consumed locally and the rest exported to premium markets in Europe and Asia. The product range is diverse. Lean, protein-rich reindeer meat appears on fine dining menus as grilled tenderloin, smoked roasts, hearty stews, and thin-sliced carpaccio, each prized for its clean, wild flavor. High-quality hides are transformed into boots, gloves, and handbags, while antlers are crafted into tools, ornaments, or health supplements. Every product carries both cultural heritage and commercial value. Beyond income, herding sustains jobs in remote regions, from herders and veterinarians to tannery workers and artisans. It preserves nomadic traditions while offering a renewable, low-impact livelihood, balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship, and ensuring Arctic communities thrive without exhausting the land they depend on. In Arctic herding culture, reindeer are treated with deep respect. Herders move animals calmly, avoid overcrowding, and carry out slaughter near grazing grounds to reduce stress and preserve meat quality. Environmentally, semi-wild grazing is one of the least invasive livestock systems. Herds migrate naturally across tundra and taiga, following seasonal food without overgrazing, helping maintain fragile Arctic ecosystems. But climate change is a growing threat. Sudden thaws create ice layers that trap vegetation, leading to starvation. In such years, herders provide supplemental feed, a costly but vital act to protect the herd. Balancing market demand with the long-term survival of both species and habitat is more than good business. It's a moral duty to the land, the animals, and future generations. For Arctic communities, reindeer are more than livestock. They are partners in survival and guardians of tradition. Seasonal migrations, sustainable herding, and careful harvesting have shaped both culture and landscape for centuries. Even as technology and global markets evolve, this bond remains. Each herd crossing the tundra carries meat, hides, and antlers, but also the living memory of a way of life rooted in respect for nature. Facing climate change and shifting markets, herders work to protect both their livelihood and the fragile Arctic ecosystem. One truth endures: as long as reindeer roam, the spirit of the North will live on. Like this video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and ring the bell, because there are still countless agricultural stories waiting to be told.